Hi everyone, and welcome back to Purpose to Love. My name is Randy, and today I'm outside. I'm on the porch just trying to enjoy the good air quality and the sun and the blue skies right now. I have my little handy dandy background, this greenery. It's actually a fence. It's supposed to be over there, but it's not, so that's that. I won't be too long. I have to go exercise after this, so I'm giving you the all-natural situation here. And I was thinking about those teachers, related service providers, direct care professionals, when you have to take your students or your individuals out into the community, and just sometimes having how to engage or having to engage with the community or people out in the community who may not be as kind or friendly or inviting, and just some things to think of or keep in mind. So I know everyone is not necessarily doing that right now, still due to COVID and everything going on, but hopefully this is something you can kind of put in the back of your mind and keep in there, so when you're dealing with it you have something to pull from. But anyways, let's get started. So the information or the ideas I'm about to share with you are really kind of derived from my own personal experiences, how I walked through things or thought about things as I was dealing with it, and also hearing feedback from my staff when they would share about when they were out in the community with the individuals and what they had to deal with. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of drop that in there. So the first thing I would say to keep in mind when you're out in the community and or you're about to go into the community is to check your mindset. I mean, that's what we should be doing before we do anything, right? When we're dealing with a challenging situation with a student or individual, or just work in general, check your mindset before you go out into the community, because really anything anyone says or anything they do that might be remotely passive aggressive or slightly rude will make you think of or perceive that thing 10 times more bad than it really is. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's important that we check our mindset. If you're feeling agitated already before you have to go out in the community with your student or with the individual, take note of that. And I know that's something that we have to, that's a very high level self-awareness that you have to keep in mind of, but if we could practice that more often, I think that would be helpful in how we see those who are in the community, how we might perceive what they're doing with a little less frustration and give them a little bit more grace, because they might just not know how to respond or what to do, or might be confused or whatever. And so if we can kind of keep in mind, okay, like I'm feeling agitated, I need to do things to kind of make me feel a little bit better, or I'm feeling angry, or any negative feeling that you're feeling before you go out into the community, take note of that and find ways in your best ability to resolve that before you're out and about, because I think it has a huge impact on how we perceive those around us and how we think they're perceiving us. So a second thing to keep in mind when you are feeling like you're having a challenging interaction with those in the community, or whatever negative experience you might be having while you're taking your student or individual out in the community, is be honest with yourself. Is the individual that you're taking out in the community, and I know this is going to sound really bad, but are they embarrassing to you? Are they doing a lot of things that are causing a lot of attention to be drawn to you two or to your group? Do you feel embarrassed by the attention per se? Like, be honest with yourself to, like, in regards to that. Don't sweep it under the rug and make it like it's nothing, because if you don't address that feeling towards the individual or how they're drawing attention to you, it might make those feelings turn into something more negative than what they really are or could be. You could learn how to understand their behaviors and why they're doing what they're doing, so that it doesn't cause you to feel you recognize that they're doing what they're doing for a reason. It's not to make you look bad. It's not to do anything other than that's just who they are and that's how they are. Those who've been in the field for a long time will have already known this, but if you're new to the field of human services or special needs, special education, it may not be something that you are as familiar with or comfortable with. So take that into consideration. Be honest with yourself, and then talk with other people, talk with your supervisor or other teachers to find out ways you can maybe overcome that feeling, so that you're more comfortable and confident when you're out in the community with the student or the individual. Okay, so last little bit here. How do you respond when there is someone who is not so nice in the community? You know, maybe they give you a nasty look, or they say something sarcastic or rude or whatever in passing to you, or they're looking at you for a little too long. Like, how do you respond to that? Because I think as the teacher, the direct care professional, whoever you are, or the parent, if you are with your student or child and you're out and about and there's someone who's not so nice to you, how are you responding to that? That makes a huge difference in how then your student or individual or child will perceive the situation. You know, so if someone says something mean or nasty or looks at you sideways or rolls their eyes or whatever, does your body language change? Does your facial expression change? Does your voice, the tone of your voice change? Are you using not nice words? Because whether the individual or the student is nonverbal or high functioning or moderate or whatever, they're still taking it in. They're still perceiving what's going on. They will start to adjust to how you are responding, and probably either follow suit or start to take that in and internalize that, and their behaviors might turn up some other way somewhere else, you know. And even still, if you have a profoundly disabled individual you're with, it doesn't matter. Like, the way you respond is so important, because whether we see that they feel it or respond to it or not doesn't really matter. It's modeling the behavior for the individual, but also for the person who wasn't so nice. How do you model the appropriate behavior or ways to be in front of your student or individual? And how do we teach the community? We teach them by modeling and showing them. Sorry, my camera's a little shaky. We teach them by modeling and showing them how to engage with how we respect and care for our clients and our individuals. So I think it's really important that we focus our attentions on that. Okay, so again, just to kind of reiterate what I just said and kind of summarize it. So again, number one, like, make sure that you are adjusting your mindset before you're going out into the community, so you have a more clear perspective about how you're perceiving things as best you can. Number two, be honest with yourself about the individual and their behaviors or the way they do things. And if it's drawing a lot of attention, you're feeling embarrassed by it or embarrassed by them, resolve those feelings by communicating with your staff or supervisor or other teachers, whoever, to resolve those feelings. Because at the end of the day, the individual is who they are. I mean, there's certain behaviors that we can improve and change, especially if it's dangerous to themselves or others. But, you know, we have to learn how to accept them for who they are and be confident and comfortable with it. Because that leads into our final one, which is how we model, how we interact with the individual and how we model how we respond to the community. If we're not confident in ourselves and how we interact with the individual, then it's not going to translate well to the community. We're going to be overly sensitive or hypersensitive when we have to respond to certain things. So if it's a negative thing, so just keep that in mind. Those things in mind as you are going back into the community. It might look different as well, but hopefully these are some good things to keep in mind. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. To all my subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Please go ahead and follow me at my Instagram, on my Instagram page. It is purpose2_love. And soon I'll be sending out a poll just asking you guys what your thoughts are, or some suggestions on videos that you'd like to see. So please let me know, leave me some feedback. I really appreciate your time and your support. Again, remember, you are purpose to love, and I'll see you next week. Bye.